All right, that was an interesting one.
Yes, it was an interesting one.
Yeah.
The video you just watched, the thriller is We Bury the Dead.
We Bury the Dead.
It is a zombie survival thriller.
Yeah.
I know it will also be premiering sometime in Australia, October 9 thereabouts, and then next year in the US.
You'll be there, right?
Will I be in Australia next year? Yeah. I really don't know.
You don't know. Are you sure?
I move around. I travel around.
Anyways, this movie literally has a runtime of like 92 minutes.
Yeah. It's about zombies.
Yeah, it's about zombies. Yeah, and it was directed by Zach Hilditch. Now, he was the director and the writer. I think it's quite intense, right? When you literally have the writer of a movie directs the movie. Yeah. Because I remember when I was actually in production school, we literally had, it's intense, but at the same time, it makes sense. You've been on a number of productions, right?
Yes, I have.
What's your relationship usually like with your director on set?
Yeah, sometimes, of course, you have different actors who always. I get to act in most of these movies, but also I get to write sometimes, so I can always.
Have you actually produced a movie you've written?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, titled She Moved. Actually, it's a short film. It's on YouTube, by the way. Yes, it is a short film.
I will check it out.
And it's also a thriller like this. It's not zombie, but it is a thriller, horror thriller, short horror thriller.
All right. I would like to see a Nigerian zombie movie.
No, I don't think you would ever get anyone that really works. Now, I'm not saying that Nigerian producers or Nigerian storytellers, writers would not write something amazing, but I'm just saying that based on the idea of what a zombie really is, it wouldn't really work.
You don't think Nigerians will have movies? Be zombies?
No, I don't think so.
In the apocalypse?
No.
Really?
I don't
think
so.
How badass Nigerian zombies will be.
Nah.
Just think about it. Think about it. Anyway, so We Bury the Dead literally is one. If you love horror, you love apocalyptic movies and all of that.
You love zombies.
Why would anybody love zombies?
No, there are some people that love horror and they love zombies in their movies now.
Okay, in their movies. All right. Okay. If you want that, that's definitely your cup of tea. You can definitely drink all it. drink all of it, right? Yeah. But do you actually enjoy what type of horror movies do you like?
I don't like horror movies. I love realistic dramas. I love rom-com, simple stories. Yes. I also love action movies too. I love to see people fly out from the window, break into that car. But as realistic as possible. I don't love superhero movies.
Do you like sci-fi?
Yeah. all right. Let's go. Let's see the next one. Yeah. Right, Psycho Killer right there. Starring what's her name? Georgina Campbell.
Yeah.
Also a thriller, horror thriller as well. I think we're having, is that a theme?
So that's the thing. So Halloween is coming. So it's Ember Month. We're getting towards the end of the year. So Halloween. So a lot of people actually, we're getting people ready for that period and all of that. However, this one is actually coming out in February next year. So it's just prepping your mind for the cold winter mornings next year.
I never used to be afraid of the dark. Growing up, I never used to be scared of the dark.
Are you afraid of dark now?
Yes, now. So, to be honest, growing up, my sister would tell me, Edgar, just follow me to the gate. It's dark down there. I'm like, what is there? Let's go. And then I would just follow her. But I guess what happened was, as I grew older and I started watching movies, I realized that crazy things happen in the dark. You just be.
So that's when you realize.
That's when I realized that. So several things could happen. And then if I just hear my name in the dark, like Edgar, who's that? Leave me alone.
So I actually grew up fifth of 5 children, and I had 2 elder brothers, 2 elder sisters.
Nice.
So nice, no,
it's nice. Like you have brothers.
With regards to things like this, they actually scared the. In fact, they scared the fear out of me. And it was literally a situation where they take the lights, they literally go and do the whole white bedsheet thing and do all of that. It's actually crazy. But this particular one is actually quite interesting because this is also a horror movie, and it has to do with. I think she lost her husband, and then it has to do. So it's horror that has to do with satanic presence and things like that. So it's actually one that's interesting if you actually enjoy the likes of the Pope.
Oh, nice.
And what's the other horror movie that has to do with nuns? Nun? The Nun?
Yes.
Yeah, and all those kind of movies. So yeah, amazing.
All right, and then
exorcism,
right?
And exorcism and things like that.
Rather, yeah. All right. Okay, let's see the next one. Let's see the next thriller. Okay. All right, now for those of you that are wondering what Frankenstein is about, it's the story of, based on the origin of Frankenstein, it's the story of a scientist who is filled with ego and pride. And, schools don't want him at the time and all that. And then he decides to create a monster with some chemicals. And he does this thing and creates this monster. And now the monster is unleashed goes out there and he cannot even control the monster he has created, and then the monster begins to like destroy certain things and destroy the world and all the rest. So it's always very interesting when you get to see how, you know, the movies, the origins of movies have this idea of a human being creates something and then they
of
cannot
course, because we are,
control.
you know, in the end of the day, we are our greatest, what will I say now, humans, right? We create problems, we
Yes,
create
true,
a lot of things.
true.
So yeah, it's actually understandable. So to be honest, like horror movies are not my cup of tea, but I would see something like this because I love period pieces.
Right.
And this one is also giving vampire, and I love vampire movies.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, it's giving vampire vibes and things like that. So yes, I definitely.
And I think one thing you would love in this movie, if you ever get to watch it, is
Yeah.
at some point they get to mention and say certain chants that, you know, you would probably think something would happen if you say yourself. So if you ever want to be one of those people that like to try
Like
things.
you did not grow up in a Nigerian household.
No,
Like
I
all
don't.
those time you're watching Harry Potter, all those things they used to chant. If my mother because of that, we literally did not watch. Like I still haven't seen Harry Potter. None of its installments.
All
because my
right. So
parents would not let
we've
me.
been doing a lot of horror movies. Let's check out The Carpenter's Son. Let's see this one. Okay.
What a waste.
All right, you just watched the trailer of The Carpenter's Son. It's quite interesting because this story actually tells it's an alternative universe of the story of Joseph
Mary and Jesus.
because
Yes.
actually his son in this movie is also called Jesus.
It's not coincidental. It's
Yes.
actually the story.
You know.
So the story was actually fashioned after the story of Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, where they have a son who now starts exhibiting supernatural powers and all of that. But somehow they managed to turn it and make it a horror movie.
Yes.
So it's also based on biblical
Yes.
story and all of that. And
Happens
it's
in
actually
Egypt.
set
Set in Egypt.
Egypt. So I think it's actually, I would definitely want to watch this one and
Yes.
see what they did
Yes.
with this one. And the release date is 14th November. That's 2025
All
this
right,
year.
but if you know that you do not really like when people get to mix and turn things about the Christian race or Christian beliefs, please avoid this one because there are lots of things that they just added that might just upset you a bit.
Yes,
all right,
of course.
all right. That is all that we can take at this time. Do not go anywhere. The show continues. It's the Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.